Artists, I'm excited to introduce this printmaking project, partly because it's one that you can do at home, and you can also make a lovely gift to bless someone special. Here's what you need. You need some paper. You could use paper from your sketchbook if you discover that you need more than what was provided in your kit. You need some styrofoam. If you're at home, this could also be a styrofoam plate or tray. I have a reference image for you created by a famous contemporary modern artist, Lisa Congdon. You need some markers that are non-permanent. So Sharpies do not work for this project. Highlighters would be a possibility, and just your basic Crayolas would work great. You need something circular to trace, or a compass if you have one, a pencil, some water, and a sponge. Let's get started. The first step in our project is to create a design. And as I mentioned before, we're going to be inspired by this artist, Lisa Congdon. We're going to draw it here. That design is going to be etched into the matching piece of styrofoam. And then you're going to be using this printing plate to stamp or press the design onto a piece of paper, and that will be placed on the card. So for the design, you might want to use some circular shapes to draw some funky flowers. You could also use a compass. You can also just use a pencil and freehand. You can see that these are stylized flowers, and so you can definitely give your creative spin to the flowers that you draw. Here's what my process looks like. Artists, after you're done tracing, you'll see that this isn't fully ready for printing, and the etching needs to be a little bit deeper. So now what I'm going to do is use my pencil, and I'm going to go over this etching one more time to get a real crisp appearance. The next step in our process is adding color. In the art room, we would likely do this with printing ink or acrylic paint or something like that. We're going to be using a method where you use markers. And so what I'd like you to do next is use whatever non-permanent markers you have to color in your picture just like you would on paper, like this. Gonna make this a little bit more wet than last time. I think maybe I was being too careful not to get it wet. That soaked in a little bit. We'll see. That actually I think might have been too wet. I'm gonna try this again. Okay, this is like my next attempt. This is actually what my real job is like, just trying things over and over again. Since I'm gonna do it a second time anyway, I thought I would try it on a really nice high quality art paper and see what that does. I'm just gonna print it in the center, and then I can use my scissors to cut out the shape. So here we go. Multiple attempts. See, this might be best because it absorbs the water a little bit differently. Okay, so let's see, I'm gonna slide. Set this on top. Oh, my paper is really off. Good thing I'm cutting it out. And, oh yeah, this might do a better job. I have now transferred marker from my hands to the paper, but I'm seeing a better distribution here. All right, so I'm gonna try and pull the print. So let's see what this looks like. Ah, even better. Okay, that turned out great. So I'm going to let this dry, cut it into the same size, and then I think I'm gonna use this one on my card. I'll show you that step once it's dry. All right, so it is trimmed and dry, so I'm gonna spend a moment just using some glue to apply it to the front. I am gonna try and get it centered nicely on the card, like this. So there you have it. This is my Lisa Congdon inspired printed card to give someone special. Remember that you can go back to the printing plate, wipe it off, do something entirely different, and you could make many cards to bless many people if you choose. Happy creating!